Hello everyone, welcome back to Baskar Bricks, and today I am going to be showing you my submission for the Lego Bricks 1000 subscriber. I cannot believe this. I've generally not seen a channel grow this fast in my 2 months on YouTube, which that would make a lot of sense. But today I'm going to be showing you my mock submission for his Battle Pack competition. But before I get on to just showing you, I think it'd be interesting to see, so I can tell you kind of my thought process going in. So basically, I went over all of these submissions that I've seen so far, and a couple of things stood out to me. Because of course, I'm not doing this just for fun. This is a competition, so I studied my opponents, as one should. And in doing so, I noticed a couple of things that I definitely took note of. The first thing is the abundance of clone battle packs. I was like, no, I'm not doing a clone battle pack. Too many people doing that. But I still wanted to stick with something that people really wanted. Generally, something that's very popular. So then I went on to do an Imperial battle pack, and that's exactly what I did. But with all the other battle packs, here's the thing that I didn't like. People were just grabbing minifigs out of just normal sets and putting them in. Now, I wanted my minifig. I don't want this build just to be judged off of this battle pack, not just to be judged off of the build. Excuse me for that talking thing. Talking is very difficult, but so I wanted this to be unique. So all these figures are unique figures. They all have something about them that would make them unique. And yeah, I really try to make this stand up. But before I get into the figures, I'm going to show you the build, but before I do that, this build is also one thing I wanted to do. This is just not a standard Imperial Battle Pack, because this takes place during the Mandalorian time era. This is post-Galactic Civil War Imperial Battle Pack. Now, here's the build. Now, this build here is supposed to be a transport. We'll look at the interior in a second. Not a troop transport, but a supply transport. I specifically chose a supply transport because the Empire is very crippled at this point. So naturally, transporting supplies in a armored transport is generally going to be pretty crucial to them. Now, you might see some inspiration from the Rebels battle pack. Some of that was intentional, some of it was not intentional. One of the things that is that this kind of has that look of like it's a vehicle, but there's no figure I can actually sit inside of it, but it gives the illusion that someone's inside of it due to the glass right there. And that's kind of what the Rebel battle pack does. Now let's just look at the exterior detail here at the front. That silver bit is my least favorite part, but I could not find a better piece to put there. You have two forward guns at the front, probably the big heavy blasters of this to try to protect it from potential thieves. Of course, the glass viewport and some what I would consider to be decent shaping around it, but a grill detailing up there. The backs actually might be my favorite part. I liked how he used that ladder piece. I've never actually used that piece before. I'm glad that I did. Some more sloping. I just want to give this a nice greebling on both sides here. Over here we can see those dark gray brick textured pieces turned around to give it a nice line over. There's a little bit of detail. This does have those angled pieces naturally. Now that may seem like I took some inspiration from other Star Wars things. I really didn't. That's just a good shape to do something small like this. And on the bottom, simple. It can go around very easily. While I as a mock builder, and I usually don't do this, but in terms of competitions like this, same with my Microfighter one, I really want to add some play features in it. See, like I said, did add no stud shooters in it. I was going to last minute. I decided not to because I thought it'd ruin the look. Of course, I have a rotating mini artillery cannon to probably help defend it against pirates that might be attacking it from the back. I use some, I forget what they're called, but if you know Lego, you probably have millions of those spares lying around like them because they do have the holes there. It also gives a nice little splash of that dark gray and also just on a little turntable. And turn the top here, just show 2 tiles to get a little bit more shaping and detailing, and just a little bit of grill right there. Now let's take a look at the interior, but right before we get to it, some simple door greebling detailing. There's a bit of a flat surface plate right there. I've decided to put a tile instead of a plate, just to get a little bit more of a, just to help with the look. Additionally, you can just see some light gray grill tiles, just to get a little bit of extra color in here. Now if this is like, you can still open it if it's like that, but generally you're gonna want it like this when you're opening it, which just kind of makes sense. This opens up 2 ways here, giving you nice access to the interior, where we'll take a look at what is inside the crate later, probably when we take a look at the minifigures. But you can probably fit a minifigure sitting down in here. I've not tried it myself. There are 2 studs for connections. I specifically used 1x2 jumpers, so this crate just sits down easily and evenly. Inside is just some very simple tiled details in there, nothing on the walls. This is supposed to just be very simple. Now in terms of the doors here, something interesting, I add a little bit of support there, and that 1x2 tile is actually, because if it's not there, you can actually able to kind of push it in and get it kind of stuck. I remember doing it before. Seem to have not been able to do it there, which is nice. But before, sometimes when I picked it up, it would they get shoved in, which is not exactly ideal for this. So this is my little build. I hope you enjoy this part of it. Next, let's take a look at what's on the side crate. Now I wanted to think of something. What would be valuable not only to the Empire, but for people potentially buying this battle pack? So what I came up with was just simple blasters, because, you know, weapons is something that the Empire needs. It's also something that, as a Lego fan, need. So, yeah, I was thinking of doing something maybe more valuable in here, but really, something that would seem very valuable as parts to a collector, and to something realistic as the Empire. But speaking of the Empire, let's take a look at them. There's 1 Imperial Officer in this set. I did a little bit of customization on this guy. His accessories. He had just some simple binoculars for some scouting ahead, possibly, or just looking around. That pair of binoculars is from the 2014 AT-AT. He has a small little gray pistol here. I decided to do it gray just instead of a normal black one. A little bit of variety in here. I think it looks better like that. That is from Tobias Beckett from the 2018 TIE Fighter. He's not at a super high rank, but he is at high enough to command a little bit. He has a dark gray torso and legs. Those are from the Imperial Patrol Battle Pack. I believe it's the name. It's from Solo. I decided to give him like this little raincoat kind of thing, because really, you know, the Empire, they're not doing too great these days. So really, these guys kind of may look a bit rugged, maybe like they've had better days. This nice little helmet here with the goggles and the cape are also from the 2018 TIE Fighter, and that nice head kind of gives it a mean, classic Imperial look. That is from the Inferno Squad Battle Pack. So this is our first minifigure, second minifigure. And by the way, I did specifically use this old style of helmet just because the torso on this guy does not have anything right there. Modern Sand Troopers have something right there, so I specifically used these new guys to make them just look like standard Imperial Stormtroopers that are dirty. But I'm not going to go into detail on the specifics of the minifig detailing itself, as this is not a set review. He has a pauldron to show he's a higher commander, and he has this face, which maybe shows him a bit determined there. Just a standard Imperial blaster there. So in this battle pack, so far you would get some pretty... I would expect that people might actually be looking for some of these figs and parts. You get some cloth pieces, some unique weapons. The next guy... This, once again, is also also has some dirty armor. That is his head underneath. He also looks quite determined. By the way, this head is from the First Order Battle Pack, and I think that guy's head is too. This guy he has this nice long blaster, whether it is sniper rifle or just a long blaster. That is up to the imagination. I use this Technic piece. Gives a little bit more of an industrial, makes it look more powerful. I also gave him a cape piece just to make this guy really stand out from his other Imperial counterparts. And really, you know, it does make him just look a bit more rugged to me. Like, he has a cape. Maybe they're in some sort of tough terrain here. The Empire has been forced into the outer rim of the galaxy where most people aren't settling because of the tough terrain. This next guy, he does not have dirty armor, primarily because he's valuable to the Empire because he has a flamethrower. He is trained in using fire, so naturally, the Empire would like to take a little bit better care of him. I use this darker metallic-y looking silver for gray for this part of the flamethrower. That is a normal medium-sized blaster turned around upside down. That's always holding it. I use that color once again just to make him stand out. I want all these guys to stand out. A little bit of fire coming out, of course, as expected. That lightsaber hilt right there is from Cara Dune from the AT-ST Raider. That blaster is from a then called Kashyyyk battle droid from the droid gunship. The head, he also looks pretty determined. But this guy, he also has this kind of rope here, the tube, which gives the energy for the fire to come out. So there's the fuel in the back. You can see the fuel tanks down there. On top is a control panel, which you can see is some displays to show, you know, maybe how much fuel is left, the capacity it's running. I know nothing about flamethrowers. So just a bit detail that felt right, and there's a little bit of a clear piece, clear bracket piece. So this is my post-Galactic Civil War Imperial Battle Pack.